Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of history's most ingenious smugglers. From creative contraband concealment to daring escapes, these individuals have left their mark on history in the most unexpected ways. For centuries, driven by profit, desperation, or a simple thirst for adventure, smugglers have operated in the shadows, playing a dangerous game with the authorities. Their stories, often shrouded in secrecy and whispered in hushed tones, offer us a glimpse into a hidden world of cunning, risk, and remarkable ingenuity. Join us as we journey through time and across continents, exploring the lives and exploits of these audacious individuals who dared to challenge the rules and redefine the art of smuggling. Smuggling, a practice as old as civilization itself, is woven into the very fabric of human history. Since the dawn of trade and taxation, there have been those who sought to circumvent the rules, to move goods and treasures secretly across borders, evading the watchful eyes of authority. In ancient Rome, for example, the trade of silk and spices from the East was a lucrative business, but it came with hefty taxes imposed by the Roman Empire. Enterprising smugglers, recognizing an opportunity, established clandestine routes, often relying on small, fast boats to navigate hidden coves and inlets, bringing their illicit cargo ashore under the cover of darkness. The Silk Road, that legendary network of trade routes spanning Asia, was not only a conduit for legitimate commerce but also a haven for smugglers. Precious stones, exotic animals, even forbidden texts and religious artifacts found their way along these routes, hidden in secret compartments or disguised amongst more mundane goods. The motivations for smuggling have always been as diverse as the smugglers themselves. Some were driven by greed, seeking to amass fortunes by avoiding taxes and tariffs. Others acted out of necessity, smuggling food and supplies to survive during times of war or famine. And then there were those who saw smuggling as a form of rebellion, a way to challenge the power of the state or to support a cause they believed in. Whatever their reasons, smugglers throughout history have shared a common set of skills: cunning, resourcefulness, and a knack for deception. They were masters of disguise, adept at concealing their contraband in plain sight, often employing ingenious methods that exploited the limitations of the technology and security measures of their time. These early smugglers, though often overlooked by the history books, played a crucial role in shaping the world we live in today. Their clandestine activities facilitated cultural exchange, introduced new goods and ideas to distant lands, and challenged the very notion of borders and control. The art world, with its aura of sophistication and exclusivity, has always been a tempting target for those seeking to profit from deception. And few have mastered the art of art forgery as brilliantly as Hans van Meegeren, a Dutch painter whose cunning exploits during World War II continue to captivate and astound. Van Meegeren, a man of undeniable artistic talent, felt deeply slighted by the art critics of his time, who dismissed his work as derivative and uninspired. Fueled by a desire for revenge and recognition, he embarked on a daring and audacious plan: to forge paintings by Johannes Vermeer, one of the most celebrated Dutch masters of the 17th century. Vermeer, known for his luminous paintings capturing the quiet beauty of everyday life, had died centuries earlier, leaving behind a limited body of work that was highly prized by collectors and museums. Van Meegeren recognized that a newly discovered Vermeer would be met with immense excitement and fetch an astronomical price. To create his forgeries, Van Meegeren meticulously studied Vermeer's techniques, analyzing his brushstrokes, color palettes, and even the chemical composition of his paints. He procured antique canvases and pigments, aging them artificially to mimic the patina of time. He even went so far as to purchase authentic 17th century furniture and objects to use as props in his paintings, ensuring that every detail was historically accurate. His most famous forgery, the Supper at Emmaus, was so convincing that it fooled leading art experts and was hailed as a lost masterpiece. Van Meegeren, disguised as a respectable art collector, sold the painting to a prominent Dutch museum for a fortune, finally achieving the recognition and wealth that had eluded him for so long. For years, Van Meegeren continued his elaborate charade, producing a series of fake Vermeers and other Dutch masters, amassing a considerable fortune in the process. His downfall, however, came ironically after the war, when one of his paintings was traced back to him, not as a forger, but as a collaborator who had sold a national treasure to the Nazis. Chapter 3. The Cocaine King, Pablo Escobar. The world of drug trafficking is one of ruthless ambition, unimaginable wealth, and shocking violence. At the helm of this shadowy empire stood Pablo Escobar, the Colombian drug lord whose name became synonymous with cocaine. Escobar rose from humble beginnings in the slums of Medellin to become one of the most powerful and feared criminals in history. His organization, the Medellin Cartel, controlled a vast network, flooding the United States and other countries with cocaine. Escobar employed a combination of ruthlessness and ingenuity, bribing officials, threatening enemies, and resorting to violence without hesitation. One of Escobar's most audacious innovations was the use of aircraft to smuggle cocaine into the United States. He purchased a fleet of small planes and helicopters, some equipped with sophisticated navigational equipment, and hired skilled pilots, often from the ranks of former military personnel. To evade detection by radar, Escobar's pilots flew low and fast, hugging the contours of the land. Escobar's relentless pursuit of profit and power came at a devastating cost. His reign of terror plunged Colombia into a spiral of violence, claiming the lives of thousands of innocent people. Chapter 4: The Great Train Robbery, a Daring Heist, and a Clever Escape. Few heists capture the imagination like the Great Train Robbery of 1963. This meticulously planned crime shocked the nation and cemented its place in criminal folklore. The mastermind was Bruce Reynolds, a charismatic career criminal with a flair for the dramatic. Assembling a crew of experienced thieves, Reynolds targeted a Royal Mail train rumored to carry a king's ransom. On August 8, 1963, disguised as railway workers, they intercepted the train in Buckinghamshire. Using a fake signal light, they halted the train and overpowered the crew. They unloaded 120 mail bags containing over £2.6 million. The gang escaped to a rented farmhouse celebrating their success. However, fingerprints left at the hideout led police to their capture. Bruce Reynolds fled to Mexico, living in luxury until his return to England. He was eventually caught and sentenced to 25 years in prison. The Great Train Robbery turned its perpetrators into unlikely folk heroes, their story becoming legend. Chapter 5: Submerged Fortunes, the Rise of Cocaine Submarines. The cat-and-mouse game between drug traffickers and law enforcement agencies has, over the decades, escalated into a technological arms race, each side constantly seeking new and innovative ways to outmaneuver the other. And in this high-stakes battle, few innovations are as audacious and improbable as the emergence of narco-submarines. As traditional smuggling routes became increasingly risky, Colombian drug cartels, heirs to the legacy of Pablo Escobar, turned to the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean, seeking a clandestine way to move their product north to lucrative markets in Mexico and the United States. These narco-submarines, often built in makeshift shipyards hidden deep within the Colombian jungle, are far from the sophisticated submersibles used by navies around the world. Constructed from fiberglass, wood, and even scrap metal, they are rudimentary, often cramped and uncomfortable but surprisingly effective. Powered by modified car or truck engines, these vessels can carry astonishing quantities of cocaine, often several tons at a time, worth hundreds of millions of dollars on the open market. They typically operate with a small crew, often just 3 or 4 men, who endure grueling conditions, spending weeks at sea crammed into these claustrophobic vessels. To evade detection, narco-submarines travel submerged, using GPS and sophisticated navigational equipment to chart their course. They often hug the coastline, staying within a few miles of shore, making them difficult to detect by radar and even harder to intercept. Their low profile, combined with the vastness of the Pacific Ocean, makes tracking these vessels incredibly difficult. Law enforcement agencies rely on a combination of satellite imagery, maritime patrols, and intelligence gathering to locate and intercept these submerged drug runners. Despite the inherent risks and the ever-present threat of detection, the use of narco-submarines has become increasingly common, a testament to the ingenuity and desperation of the drug cartels. As technology advances and law enforcement agencies adapt, the design and capabilities of these vessels continue to evolve, making them even harder to detect and intercept. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating historical stories. Let us know in the comments which smuggler you found the most ingenious. From the ancient spice traders of the Silk Road to the high-tech narco-submarines plying the Pacific, the world of smuggling is a testament to human ingenuity, ambition, and our endless capacity for finding creative ways to circumvent the rules. These stories, though often shrouded in secrecy and tinged with criminality, offer us a glimpse into a hidden world, a world of risk, reward, and remarkable resourcefulness, reminding us that the line between legality and ingenuity is often blurred. and that the pursuit of profit or freedom can drive individuals to extraordinary lengths.